I'm Professor Aarti Valsang here to introduce our today's guest. Our today's guest is Mr. Pradeep Dhage. He is currently handling responsibilities of AIC STPI Bengaluru and core incubation innovations activities, STPI Next project implementation and planning strategies, entrepreneurship, tech product development activities, and academic industry interaction project rollouts. He has handled many projects in 5 years, like 120 lakh funded projects he has handled, and he has handled 5 crores TBI fund coordinations, and he granted an international patent for IoT based disaster management system. He is an initiator of incubator at MIT Pune. So he has successfully made MIT TBI product development policy. He has successfully made AIC MIT incubator proposal. He was a mentor at Atal M Niti Ayog and three startups. He worked in MIT plus BlackBerry projects. He won the Asia's biggest hackathon by Central Government of India, and he's having 8+ industry tie-ups, for example, like Capgemini, Corin Spain, and Persistent. He made tie-ups with more government of India's like solar programs. He successfully coordinated DST funding programs of 5 crore for TBI. He successfully fetched DST funding of 10.5 lakh under DST NIMAT project. He handled MIT Intra Hackathon in 2017. He has coordinated and completed Suryamitra program successfully. He has taken various IPR awareness camp for product development, and he runs various skills development program for encouraging entrepreneurship students. Now he is having 13+ years of experience, where he got the international patents, one international patent, one Indian patent, one copyright, 12 publications, and 22 FDP and STTP he has organized. His qualification, he is pursuing PhD and MTech in ENTC, and he has awarded with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Innovation Award in 2019. He has National Elevator for Smart India Hackathon in 2018. He has awarded for above and behind contribution in services by MIT. And he is a winner of Smart India Hackathon in 2017. And many skills he is having: product development skills, incubations, project management, IoT, training coordinations, web services, and microcontroller. He is having huge number of profile, but I have highlighted some points from that. So I welcome you, sir, for this Impact Lecture Series, Lecture 2. So I hand over the mic to Sakre ma'am to proceed further.
Dear participants, uh, we have a very eminent personality with us who has a great experience about incubation, startups, innovations. So kindly have a patient hearing, and you will be involved in this by his contents. So I congratulate you to be here for having a session, attending of such an eminent personality. Okay, so please continue. Dage sir, can you just take over?
Yes, thank you, madam.
Welcome, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Professor Aarti, for your brief introduction. I shall share my screen before I start my discussion. Is it visible now?
Not yet, sir.
Is it visible now?
Getting, sir. Yes.
Fine. Welcome, friends. Today we'll be discussing on the future education trend along with few of the innovation tools which we can use in throughout of your engineering diploma, even post engineering as well. Along with that, we'll be highlighting more on the funding opportunities for the startup. Though I've written here as a startup, but the funding opportunities we'll be discussing more for the student as well as faculties too. So I have 6 point agenda to discuss, starting with the current scenario of the education system, then the incubators role, AIC, TBI, IDC's role, what are the different innovative approaches we can use for the project management, starting with our mini project of third year, then the final year, maybe for post graduation project, PhD, and later on any product development based project. Fourth point, we'll be discussing on how the government innovation policy is supporting such initiatives for the students, faculties, as well as to the startups. Later on, to encourage this product development as well as projects and the startup, what are the different funding facilities are available from government as well as from the corporates. And the last one will be having a bi-directional discussion in form of maybe question and answer. Before I proceed, I would like to highlight, as many of the audience here is from the student, faculty, that too from the academic side. So if you see on the left pan of the screen, education till date, if you see, it was, I would say, a very much classroom centric, domain specific, like electronic, like mechanical, like computer science. Then the typically exam based, 40 marks pass out of 100 marks paper. It is completely paper based, many unit tests, many semester wise exams, annual exams we used to appear. And most important, from the student prospect, it was a job centric education. Now, the scenario is slightly changing, not only from the metros, but from the tier 1, tier 2 cities as well. Now the scenario for the education is been called as an education 4.0. And now from this new trend of the education, the changes which we are observing slowly here is the digital mode of the learning, which everyone is, I'm sure that everyone is very much user friendly with this digital mode platforms for the teaching learning methodologies. Next one is the interdisciplinary domains. So instead of just focusing for the electronics or mechanical, many of the subjects as well as the concepts are interdisciplinary in mode, which we need to learn. Even though we are doing the engineering, we need to learn, the electronic students need to learn the automotive concepts as well, in form of automotive electronic subject, maybe AI, ML, these concepts from the computer science. So it is a kind of an interdisciplinary domain. Third one is the product development centric. Instead of just giving an exam, now the scenario is changing. Scenario is tilting towards the product development. Not only companies, but many universities also expecting that even if a student is having only 50% or maybe a 55% or 60%, but along with that, if he or she has done a good product development related work in his entire engineering tenure or diploma tenure, in that case, it will be obviously having one kind of an weightage for the further admissions, or maybe for your further career in form of job opportunities or any other opportunities. Another one is the innovation centric. Instead of paper based, now the education is completely innovation centric. Lots of innovation related activities are going on. This seminar organized by Professor Sakre Madam itself is one of the example that many innovative technique or innovative activities are going to happen in and around of India. Starting AG Patil Institute is also one of the same in such type of activities and initiative. Startup centric, most important. Earlier, the students, their parents used to think about the jobs, whether my son, my daughter are going to get the job or not, if I get the admission, if my son or my daughter is getting the admission in this college. But now, many parents, even many students are also thinking from the startup centric point of view. They are thinking that if I do a project, a very good project in my engineering, Okay, this will be helpful for my further career as well. And if I can come up with a good product, I can set up my own startup as well. So such kind of an cohesive and very effective initiatives are happening in and around of this education ecosystem, and we must be ready to adopt and accept such type of initiatives for that. Along with that, definition of innovation, if you see, the formula for innovation is very much simple. It is nothing but the product or the combination of the invention and commercialization. We do lots of projects, we do lots of product development, we do lots of laboratory assignments, everything. But we are very much lack in form of the commercialization of our project activities. So do we have such type of abilities? This question we Indians need to ask ourselves. And if we can ask this question, if the answer is yes, in that case, yes, we are pretty much ready to come up with the innovations in the technology, innovations in the engineering. So with this basic question, if you just analyze the Indian's ability, if you can see the left pan of the screen, Indian's ability, if you see, we are very much good in technical. Our working attitude is also very good. Analytically, we are very much superior than the other country students. Like you can take the example of UK or the any west part of the country. Another one is we are very much logical to think towards the project as well as the product development and the idea. And most important is we are very much adjustive in nature, and that's why we have become a sustainable. But now, if you see on the right side, we have such type of sparkling, fascinating type of abilities in us. But in that case, on parallel note, if you see, the worldwide fact says that out of 100 team, only 5 ideas are coming towards the innovation activity. Out of those 5 ideas or 100 teams, only 10 teams, only 2 ideas are going to sustain out of 10 teams. And based on this combination, if you see, 2 ideas are going to sustain, that means the 8 ideas are going to kill or die. So what is the reason behind that? We have such type of good abilities, as I said, starting with the technical to the sustainable. Still, we Indians on a world footprint, we are lacking. So there are a few reasons. I just try to figure out from that, and based on that, I come up with one conclusion. I may not be right, but this is one of the most, I would say, the effective kind of a conclusion from my side. I've come up that lack of awareness of the incubators, and that's why they're resulting the slower innovation index. So what is mean by incubator? What is mean by innovation index, and why the innovation index is slower? That part we need to touch, being a student as well as the faculties. So the solution, as I said, the incubators and innovation houses we need to set up in academic premises, academic campus. If we come up with the incubator or innovation houses with the concrete academic foundation and the respective policy, then only our students, the engineering students, the diploma students, then only these students are going to think that, okay, yes, this is also one of the window where I can dig out for my future prospects, for my career roadmap. And with the help of these innovation houses or the incubator houses, I can also parallelly shape up my career. So having an incubator, IEDCs or science and technology parks at educational campuses is a very cool thing. It allows you a kind of an freedom, a satisfactory freedom other than your textbook and reference book, to work upon your own project, to work upon your own ideas. And with that one thing, most of the students feel that, okay, even if I am not very much good in mathematics, but I am very good in the project development. Some students says that even if I am not good in the project development, but I am very good in the algorithms. Some students feel that even if I am not good in algorithm, I'm very much good in the analytics and mathematics. So such type of freedom-based, scope-based learning can be happen with the help of such incubators, such innovation houses or science and technology parks. So moving towards this innovation and the incubators, so these incubators are nothing but the business incubators. It can be called as a TBI, it can be called as a AIC, it can be called as a STEP. So if you see the introduction of these business incubators, the main focus of this incubator is to support the innovation, and obviously, or I would say eventually, the innovation need to convert into entrepreneurship, that is startup. So objective is to create the sustainable startup starting with the academic institutions. So this is the primary object of incubators. So what are the different operations we can roll out in this incubator? The operations are very much simple. One is the co-working space. We can give the dedicated space to the student as well as the faculty to work upon their own idea. We can give the mentorship. Now the mentors here, the mentors can be the academic mentor, can be the industry mentor, can be, I would say, the legal mentor, data analyst mentor, any the sector wise mentor, I would say. Instead of just restricting ourselves to the academic, the mentors will be the sector wise mentor. Even if they are not working with your education institute, they can be roping themselves with your project development activity or your startup activity as a mentor. Lab access, apart from the traditional academic lab, the incubators can have the makerspace as well as the fab lab. Makerspace is such a space where you can do any type of ideation related work, and fab lab is nothing but the fabrication related work. IPR support, a dedicated team or the facilitations counter will be there or is there to support the students or the faculty's idea, so that they can convert their idea into product. And for that purpose, whatever the IPR, that is a patent, copyright, GIS related support they need, the respective incubator can support for that. And the most important is the technical assistant. As I said a few seconds ago, we should not expect that the student should be all rounder in all the technologies and all the platform. He may be good in the algorithm, he may be good in the logical thinking, he may be good in the literature, he may be good in the mathematics, or he may be good in circuit designing or the software. But we need to find, the incubator used to try to find out those gray area where he is not performing well, and for that purpose the incubator is giving the direct technical assistant, so that the product development or the startup related activity can go faster and faster. And to support all those operations, who are going to support to these incubators? One is the host institute itself, that is your academic institute. Next one is the industries. Many industries are ready to support the academic institute if they are opening their incubation center or the innovation houses. Apart from industries, government agencies are also ready to support the academic institute, engineering, whether it is engineering or diploma. Government agencies are also ready to support such type of incubators if the academic institute is supporting the incubator or innovation houses. So if you see the incubator, and I would like to give one example from my organization where I'm currently working. The STPI is nothing but the Software Technology Park of India. As name itself, it is a software technology park. We are focusing more on the software related product, that is true, but along with that we are focusing on some other technologies as well. And for that purpose, we have the footprint all over India, starting from Lucknow related to medical technologies, Gurugram related to Apari, that is related to blockchain, Guwahati, Octane, and Electropreneur Park in Bhubaneswar related to electronic system design, Hyderabad related to the image processing, computer vision, FinBlue related to the financial fintech technologies, which is in Chennai, Viscoi in Bhubaneswar, again Motion in Pune, Motion related to automotive electronics, Mohali Neuron, and the most last one is the IoT Open Lab related to the IoT technologies. So we are supporting all those technologies, and for all such type of technologies we have set up one center of entrepreneurship or center of entrepreneurship. Earlier it was called as a center of excellence. Now it has been called as a center of entrepreneurship to pan India, and we are supporting technology based activities here in form of incubation, in form of innovation houses. And obviously we have been connected with most of the academic institutions as well, so that we can get better and better ideas from the students as well as the faculties. So this is just a nutshell of this AIC STPI. AIC STPI Next initiative is one of the wing of STPI, where the working areas which I have just discussed, that is incubation, product development, I2I, skill development, events consultancy, these are the major work areas. Our domain for projects and product development is healthcare, IoT, ICT, and e-commerce. We have one chief mentor as well, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty. He is a Padma Bhushan stalwart, and he's a chairman and founder of